They had come to Libya on a journey seeking a better life. Instead, these migrants from other parts of Africa were caught up in an airstrike that destroyed a detention center just outside of Tripoli.
Some people wounded and they died on the road on their way running, and some people are still under the block.
Hundreds had been living in the cramped building seen here before the attack. Now, some migrants who came to Libya with so little are scrounging for whatever they can take away. Libya has been in a state of chaos for the last 8 years, since the country's ruler, Muammar Gaddafi, was ousted and later killed during the Arab Spring. Canadian warplanes were part of the NATO mission to protect civilians. For the last 5 years, Libya has been embroiled in another civil war, this fight between the government backed by the United Nations and forces loyal to the warlord Khalifa Haftar, who leads what he calls the Libyan National Army. For the last 3 months, Haftar's forces tried to take control of the capital, Tripoli. Libya is a main departure point for migrants and refugees heading to Europe. About 5,000 people are housed in detention centers after being turned back from boats in the Mediterranean Sea. Now, the UN's refugee agency says those migrants should be moved away from the front lines of the civil war.
We have to see a change now. There has to be an immediate release of all the detainees from these centres, and we have to make sure that no rescued refugee rescued on the central Mediterranean is taken back to Libya.
The UN says the attack could be a war crime, and it's now calling for a full investigation into the airstrike. Derek Stoffel, CBC News, London.
Canada says it strongly condemns the airstrike on the migrant and refugee detention center in Tajura, Libya. The Twitter statement from Global Affairs goes on to say Canada reiterates the need for a ceasefire and political reconciliation under UN-led efforts.